Myself, Professor Pawar VK from Department of Geography, J.A.T Art, Science and Commerce College for Women, Malegaon. On behalf of this video presentation, I welcome you all.
Number 3. Radioactive waste. Pollution resulting from radioactive waste is perhaps the most dangerous and far-fetched process. Sources of such pollutants are nuclear explosions, nuclear testings, nuclear reactors, etc. Radioactive dust particles produced after an atomic explosion slowly settles down on the soil surface and gradually permeate the soil strata. When absorbed by the plants, these enter the human body via the food chain and cause serious damages. These also disrupt the growth and multiplication of soil microorganisms. The great problem with radioactive elements is that they cannot be destroyed once they have been created, and it is only the passage of time which can reduce their harmful properties. Once these are discharged into the ground, these are held physically and chemically in the soil particles. Number 4 is detergents. In developing nations, use of detergents is becoming increasingly common. Wastewater from domestic sources is usually rich in detergents. It is allowed to flow unchecked into the ground. Presence of detergents in the soil increases its alkalinity and phosphate contents, which affect root growth of the plants and depresses the growth of soil microorganisms. Number 5. Agrochemicals. Several chemicals are used in agriculture to boost the crop productivity to keep pace with the ever-increasing population of human beings. These chemicals contribute to soil pollution considerably. Some of these chemicals are: Number 1. Fertilizers. Increasing crop yield requires the use of inorganic and organic fertilizers. Common fertilizers are urea, NPK, superphosphate, bone meal, etc. Accumulation of excessive fertilizers, particularly inorganic types, disable or disbalances the nutrient contents of the soil. Excess phosphorus and nitrogen affects adversely the plant growth and soil flora and fauna. Number 2. Herbicides. Herbicides are chemicals applied to kill herbs or crop weeds. These are basically of two types. Number 1. Selective herbicides such as 2,4-D, 2,4,5-T and growth regulating substances that kill only certain types of plants, and B. Non-selective herbicides such as sodium arsenic, sodium chlorate, etc. that kill all herbs. Herbicides are poisonous in nature and their indiscriminate use completely weakens the ecosystem of soil. Now, number 3 is pesticides. Pesticides are chemicals used to destroy pests which damage or kill crop plants. Commonly used pesticides are DDT, that is dichloro, diphenyl, trichloroethene, BHC, aldrin, dialdrin, etc. These often contain toxic heavy metals which increase the toxicity of the soil. The use of pesticides is increasing steadily and posing health hazards to man and cattle. Excessive use of pesticides have adverse effects on soil fertility, plant growth and soil microbes. Now, next, there is the acid rains. Percolation of airborne sulfuric and nitric acids along with rainwater changes pH of the soil and causes adverse conditions for plant growth and soil microbes. Now, we'll deal with the next subunit, that is the effects of soil pollution. What different effects are there due to the soil pollution? In details, we will see. Some important effects of soil pollution are: Number 1. Soil pollution decreases soil fertility. Loss of soil fertility makes the soil inhabitable for plants and other organisms. Number 2. Soil pollution has adverse effects on soil microbial population that plays important role in soil formation and keeping it fertile. Number 3. Indiscriminate use of agrochemicals destroy the soil flora and fauna and soil properties. Number 4. Sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide and oxides of nitrogen of the atmosphere are washed down by rain in the form of H2SO4, that is sulfuric acid, HNO2, that is nitric acid, and HNO3, that is nitric acid, which reach the soil and increase the acidity. Increased acidity develops unhealthy conditions for plant growth. Number 5. Dumping of radioactive wastes onto the soil is lethal to plants and microbial life. Such pollution has far-reaching effects and even human beings are not spared. Now, we'll see how the soil pollution can be controlled, or what are the controlling measures of soil pollution. Some common measures adopted for controlling soil pollution are as: Number 1. Control of pesticide pollution can be carried out by lowering its use in agriculture, use of degradable insecticides like organic phosphates, use of short-lived chemical pesticides, adopting biological control, for example, use of predators or parasites or pests into practice in place of insecticides, releasing sterile males into the natural population of insects on pests, and rotation and diversification of crops, etc. Now, number 2, you see the control of fertilizer pollution can be practiced by using long-term planning of agriculture. Natural producers to boost soil fertility, for example, fallowing of fields, growing leguminous crops, that is to increase soil nitrogen, crop rotation, use of organic fertilizers or farm yard manures or biofertilizers, etc. should be encouraged. Number 3. Control of pollution due to garbage and other resistant material dumped on land can be adopted by control tipping methods or sanitary landfill methods. Another method is burning of garbage and utilizing heat to warm residential units and for generation of electricity. Organic waste can be used for preparing manure and biogas. Number 4. Control of acid rains can be achieved by controlling air pollution. Number 5. Control of radioactive based soil pollution can be achieved by controlled disposition of radioactive isotopes and minimization of their use. Number 6. Discharge of hot liquids and oil leakage in the soil should be avoided. Number 7. Sewage should be biologically treated and converted into manure instead of its uncontrolled release into the soil.